video, we're going to look at the new labCheck program. So I'm going to go to Lab 6. If you're watching these videos and you're not in the CS151 class, this may not be of much use to you. Okay, so I'm going to log into CS151 account. And here's Lab 06. I'm going to make it look like I'm undoing a few things. So this Lab 06 says you need to have a public HTML and a Lab 06 directory. Let me get rid of all the files. As if this user has not started the lab at all. Alright, so we're supposed to create some files in a directory called Lab 06, but let's labCheck Lab 06. And so first it just says there's no directory Lab 06, so there's supposed to be one. And anytime you do stuff in your public_HTML, you need to make sure that the other has read and execute access on directories. And then on files, it'll need to have read access. So let's run the labCheck again. So now it's not complaining about the directory, but it says these files are supposed to be there. I'm going to get started with one of them just by copying the empty file. So I'm going to copy empty, and it says I'm supposed to have something called lab06_1.html. And then I'll run the labCheck again. Alright, those files don't exist yet. This one, it says it's not correct. If we look at the assignment now, lab06_1 is supposed to match this file. It's supposed to look just like this. And it gives me a hint that I'll need to use H1 and HR. So if I want to make it look like this, right now what I have, let's see if I can browse this. Okay, I'll go to look at this. 39, lab06, lab06_1.html. Okay, this is just the empty file, and of course that does not look like this. This message here says to go to this to see what's going on. That doesn't exist. You need to get that file from So I need to get that file and have it here, and it needs to be readable. Okay, so once you copy that file over, we can see what it looks like. There's instructions here. So basically we need to put what lab we're working on and what the file is. So it's lab06_1, and then I hit this button. So that shows what the correct page is supposed to look like. That's an image. And this shows mine. So you can switch back and forth to see what's the difference. So I want mine to look like this. Let's say that I'm working on this. And I want to make it look like for and against HTML. So let's say that I thought that I was supposed to put an H2. That's not going to be correct, but we can see what it looks like. For and against HTML. Alright, if I do this again, it's still showing the old file, so I need to run the labCheck again. So it checks it again, it's still wrong. So you can see that it's not quite right. We can see what the difference is. I'll go back, and this is supposed to be an H1. Run the lab check again. Let's reload. Okay, so you can see that I'm just missing the HR now, or the horizontal rule. Let's make it so that I don't quite have it right though. There's going to be some space here that's not correct. So each time you do this, you could of course go and look at the page yourself here. So I could look at this and compare it against this. I could have it like this side by side to check it against this image. Right, so this would be if you're just browsing it yourself as you're making updates. But if you think you have it, then you run the lab check. It still says there's a problem. Go over here, reload my lab check page. And now you can see, okay, the title looks the same because it's showing the correct one, and then mine, that it didn't look like the title moved at all, so it's in the right place, but that HR is in the wrong place. So let's try it like this. Run the lab check again. And now it says it looks okay. So it compared the output for both HTML, and if I reload this, when it shows my file, there's a little OK under there, and that came from the lab check, put that on the image. Okay, so the reason that I'm giving you this image to compare against is because I don't want to give you a correct HTML file to compare against. What would be the reason that I don't want to give you a correct HTML file to compare against? If I gave you the HTML file, then you could just use that. You wouldn't have to do anything. So I'm giving you this image. You have to make HTML that looks like this, and the lab check is there to show you what the difference is in case there's some small difference. Okay, so the things you have to remember. Why don't we put this, I don't know, I'll put this in the study guide because it's important enough. Using labCheck.html. So I'll just put brief notes. So you first are going to need to copy this into your account. So you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do chmod a+r /public HTML lab check HTML, and then you're going to run the lab check lab06, and then you're going to browse to your lab check file and do what it says there. Okay, that's it for this.